Good day, everybody. I hope that you are well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 3 English lesson on prepositions. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English language arts, grade 3. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to the chapter of prepositions. All right. So our chapter is prepositions. Our subject is English language arts, grade 3. And the lessons that we're going to be focusing on under the chapter of preposition is to identify prepositional phrases, and prepositions review. All right. So we did prepositions in our previous lesson. And today we're just going to continue on prepositions, right? All right. So preposition is a connecting word, right? It comes before a noun or a pronoun and connects to the rest of the sentence. The noun or pronoun that comes after the preposition, we call that the object of preposition. For example, it says, I will call you after dinner, right? So now you need to ask yourself, uh when are you going to call, or when will he call, when will she call? And then and then they say it's going to be after, so which means that the word after is the is a preposition. So once again, a preposition is a connecting word, and a preposition, it comes before a noun or a pronoun and it connects it to the rest of the sentence. Now, the noun or the pronoun that comes after the preposition, right, we call that the object of preposition. And here it says, I will call you after dinner, which means that after is our preposition. It tells us when you're going to call the person. And also the preposition after, it connects it to the object, which is dinner is the object, right? So it connects dinner to the rest of the sentence. Another example is, we walked across the wet grass, right? Which means that our preposition over here is across. And our object is grass. So across basically connects grass to the rest of the sentence. So the object over here is grass and our preposition is across. And then most of our prepositions, right, they tell either about time, they tell us about place, they tell us about movement, but some just do not, right? But most of them will either be able to tell you about time, place, or movement. And I'm sure the most common ones will tell us about time, place, or movement. And some of our common prepositions, right, are words like about, above, across, after, along, around, at, behind, below, beside, by, down, during, for, from, in, inside, into, near, of, on, outside, over, through, to, under, up, and with. Those are a few of the common prepositions that we will mainly use or that we will mainly know of, right? It's either someone sits beside you, next to you. Um, the milk is either inside, it's on top. Um, It's either outside or inside, right? It's either over or it's either through, it's either under, right? Up, down, around, it's either above, across, after, along. Those are common prepositions, right? And if we look at an example of preposition of time, right? Then preposition of time is, for example, I will call you after dinner. I will call you after dinner, right? So after dinner, for example, it's like saying, it's like asking when are you gonna call someone, and then you say after, right? Is our preposition, and our object is dinner, so it's gonna be after dinner. So when are you going to call the person? After is a preposition, our object is dinner, and after connects dinner to the rest of the sentence. Because instead of just saying afterwards, but after what? So it's after dinner, and dinner is our object, and the word after, it connects dinner to the rest of the sentence. If we look at preposition of place, right? It says the sunglasses on the table are mine. So the sunglasses on the table are mine, right? Which means that if we look at our preposition, right, it will basically tell us where the sunglasses are, and our sunglasses are on, right? So on is our preposition, on where it is on the table. Table is our object, on is our preposition. So it basically tells us where the sunglasses are. Where is the cup? It's on the table. Where is the milk? It's in the fridge. Where is the homework? Is on the bed. Where are my slippers? Under the bed, right? So words like under, on, in, on top of, outside, over, through, those are all prepositions. Then we have preposition of movement, right? It says we walked across the wet grass, right? We walked across the wet grass. So which means that our preposition is across, and our object is grass, which means that we are telling everybody that we walked across the grass, right? The wet grass is just an adjective. Wet is just an adjective to describe the grass. But you're showing that you walked across the wet grass. I walked through the tunnel. I walked under the bridge, right? That also shows preposition of movement. So preposition can show us time, place, movement. You can just basically ask yourself when, where, things like that, right? And then also other, right? It's like saying, did you read the book about wolves? So which means that about is our preposition, wolves is our object. So which means that our preposition about, oh gosh, so our preposition about tells us about wolves, and it connects it to the rest of the sentence. All right. So once again, we said that this is prepositions, our chapter. And prepositions is a connecting word, right? Preposition is a connecting word and it comes before a noun or it comes before a pronoun. And preposition, it connects it to the rest of the sentence, right? Once again, the noun or the pronoun that comes after the preposition, we call that the object of preposition. And just before we go to A plus students.ca and we're going to do a tutorial lesson, just a reminder that prepositions, it tells us about time, it tells us about place, movement, or some just does not tell us about that, right? And some of our most common prepositions are words like above, about, across, after, along, around, at, behind, below, beside, by, down, during, for, from, in, inside, into, near, of, on, outside, over, through, to, under, up, and with. That is basically just like some of the common prepositions that we will mainly use, right? All right, so now we're going to A plus students.ca and we're going to do our tutorial lesson as well as our test on prepositions. So we're going to the first lesson, and we said our first lesson is to identify prepositional phrases. So we said a preposition is a connecting word and it comes before a noun or pronoun and connects it to the rest of the sentence. And we said that the noun or pronoun that comes after the preposition, we call the object of preposition, right? And then we have a prepositional phrase, because that is going to be the lesson for today, right? Prepositional phrase. And a prepositional phrase, right? It is a group of words that start with the preposition and it ends with the object of the preposition. So once you identify a prepositional phrase, right, then it means that it starts by the preposition that we have identified, right, up until literally all the other words up until our object. For example, I will call you after dinner, right? So after is a preposition, dinner is our object, right? Which means that our prepositional phrase is after dinner. Starts by the preposition and it ends by the object. After dinner. And then we have another example, right, of a prepositional phrase. That's where we say, we walked across the wet grass. Remember, we said across is our preposition, and we said grass is our object, right? That is how we identified it. And the word across, right, it connects grass to the rest of our sentence. But a prepositional phrase, right, is it's literally a group of words. It starts with a preposition, which is across, right? And then all the other words up until we get to the object. And it ends with the object of the preposition, which is grass, which means that our prepositional phrase is across the wet grass. All right. And just another just an example before we go, or just um, a reminder that a preposition, it tells us about time, place, or movement, right? Or just about anything else. All right, now let's do an activity and then we're going on to our test, right? We need to select three words that make up a prepositional phrase. And remember, we said a prepositional phrase, it starts with the preposition that we have identified, and then all the other words up until we get to the object of the preposition. So it ends with the object of preposition. It says, our vacation home is along the river. Our vacation home is along the river. We need to select three words that make up the prepositional phrase. And if we were to identify the prepositional phrase, right, starting with the preposition, we'll say that it is along, that is the preposition, the river, because river is our object. So this is our prepositional phrase. Our vacation home is along the river. Along is a preposition, river is our object. So which means that from our preposition all the way to river, that is our prepositional phrase. It is basically that whole group of words from the preposition to the object. Select two words that make up a prepositional phrase. It says Vondra and Rachel leave on Friday. Vondra and Rachel leave on Friday. If you look at the sentence, what do you think is the two words that make up the prepositional phrase, which is the preposition as well as the object that you can identify? All right. So if we select the two words that make up the prepositional phrase, and yes, thank you. Is it Pragya? Our prepositional phrase is on Friday. Guys, why are you sending a lot of messages? Can everybody just stop, please? Thank you. On Friday is our prepositional phrase because on is our preposition and Friday is our object. So, which means that from the object, from the preposition to the object, that is already our prepositional phrase. It can be two words, three words, more than three words, depending, but it is the words from the preposition all the way to the object. So, well done. All right, we need to select two words that make up a prepositional phrase. It says, finish reading the book by tomorrow. Finish reading the book by tomorrow. What is the two words that make up the prepositional phrase in the sentence? Finish reading the book by tomorrow. All right, and if we select our prepositional phrase, right, we see that our prepositional phrase is our preposition, which is by, and our object, which is tomorrow, right? So, which means that from the preposition to our object, whether it is two words, whether it's more than two words, that is our prepositional phrase. Starts by the preposition all the way to the object. So well done. By is our preposition, tomorrow is our object, so which means that our preposition connects our object tomorrow with the rest of the sentence. Yes, well done. By is the preposition, and then tomorrow is our object. So well done. All right, so now let's go to our test, right, where we are going to identify the prepositional phrases. So to select the two words that make up the prepositional phrase within the sentence. Can snakes swim underwater? So we need to select the two words that make up the prepositional phrase. Is it underwater, or option two, which is can snakes? All right, yes. And if we were to select the prepositional phrase, then under water would be our prepositional phrase, which means that under is our preposition, water is our object. Well done. Underwater is correct. Well done. We need to select the two words to make up the prepositional phrase. The boys played computer games for hours. Is it 4 hours, which is our prepositional phrase, or is it the boys? So is it 4 hours or the boys? Yes, well done. So 4 is our preposition, yes, and so which means that 4 hours is our prepositional phrase. Well done. 4 is our preposition, hours is our object. Well done. We need to once again select two words that make up the prepositional phrase. It says Alexa will bring a friend with her. Alexa will bring a friend with her. Is it with her that's the prepositional phrase, or just will? With her or just will, that's the prepositional phrase. The two words. With her or will. Remember, it's two words. And if we select that two words that make up the prepositional phrase, then it is with her, right? Well done. With her is correct. So option one was correct. We need to select the two words once again that makes up a prepositional phrase. It says Vondra and Rachel leave on Friday. The prepositional phrase, is it on Friday or is it Rachel? On Friday or Rachel? All right. And if we select our prepositional phrase, then we'll say it is on Friday. Well done, guys. Remember, we first select our preposition, and then the next word is our object. All right, let's do the last one and say select the two words that make up a prepositional phrase. The fans crowd, the fans crowd around them. So the fans, they crowd around them. Is it around them or fans? That's the preposition. All right, and if we select the prepositional phrase, then it is around them. Our preposition is around, our object is them. Well done, everybody. All right, so now we're going to the last one where we're just going to go over prepositions again and just do a review on prepositions. And remember, we said preposition is a connecting word. It connects, it comes before the noun or it comes before the pronoun and it connects it to the rest of the sentence, right? And the noun or the pronoun that comes after the preposition, we call that the object of preposition, all right? And then we have prepositional phrases, right? Prepositional phrases, we said that a prepositional phrase, it starts from the preposition and then all the other words up until we get to the object of that preposition, right? So from the preposition on the way, all the way to the object of preposition, that is called the prepositional phrase. And remember, a preposition, it connects the object to the rest of the sentence. Prepositions do tell us about time, it tells us about place, it tells us about movement, right? Some just does not. So you can ask yourself questions like when or where or like, just to kind of get you give you an idea of what the preposition is. It's either after or it's on, it's under, it's through, it's outside, inside, and so on. All right. So now we're going to select the noun or the pronoun that is the object of the preposition, the object of the preposition, right? Remember, it is the word that comes after the preposition, right? This preposition, it connects the object to the rest of the sentence. So we need to select the object of the preposition now. I always feel great around her. I always feel great around her. What do you think is the object of the preposition in that sentence? I always feel great around her. All right. So if we were to select our object of the preposition, right? Remember, we said this comes after the preposition, and then we will select her because her is the object of our preposition. So well done. Not around her, just her, because around is a preposition. And if you're going to say around her, then it means that you are selecting a prepositional phrase. So only her, because her is the object of the preposition, right? Around is only the preposition. So well done, everybody. I will see you after school. What is the object of preposition in this sentence? I will see you after school. The object. Oh, no, not the object. They want us to select only the preposition. The preposition. I will see you after school. I will see you after school. What is the preposition? All right. And if we select our preposition, then after, well done, is our preposition. School is our object, all right? So if we put that two words together, then it makes it our prepositional phrase. All right, so now we're going to our test before we end our lesson. We need to select the two words that make up the prepositional phrase, right? Remember, our prepositional phrase is our preposition and our object of preposition, right? It is those two words. Or depending, it can, because if they say the two words, then it is the preposition and the object of preposition, or a prepositional phrase is from the preposition, all the other words up until we get to the object of preposition. So, did Annie paint a picture of you? We need to select the prepositional phrase. Is it of you or did A? And if we select a prepositional phrase, then it's going to be of you. That is the two words, right? Which is of is our preposition, you is our object of preposition. We need to select the object of preposition only the object of preposition. This year, Jamal will travel to Spain. What is our object of preposition? Is it Spain or is it travel? The object of preposition. Is it Spain or is it travel? All right, and if we select our preposition, we will say it is Spain. And it's the last one. It says, I will see you after school. We need to select the preposition. After school. Is it I will see you after school? Is it after or is it school? All right, and if we select our preposition, right, in the sentence of I will see you after school, then after is our preposition, right? Remember, school is the object of preposition, but for now, only after is our preposition. All right, so that is now the end of our lesson on prepositions, right? Thank you very much for joining the class. I really hope that you have a better understanding of what prepositions are. We went over what the preposition is, as well as the object of prepositions, right? Remember, we also said a prepositional phrase is our preposition plus our object of preposition, right? And a preposition, it connects the object of preposition to the rest of the sentence. Prepositions also tell us time, place, movement, or it just tells it, it doesn't even have to tell us that. All right. So thank you very much, grade 3, for joining the class. I really hope that you have a good day further. Goodbye.